Hey, what's going on, my friends? It's Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. There's a reason I got the marketing shades on this morning, and I'll tell you more about that here in a moment. With that said, please help me welcome my co-host this morning, Mr. Ryan Halpert. What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? How you doing today?
Looking very sharp.
Isn't that the best pun that there is?
It really is for me, anyways. So good morning, and we've got a exciting show for everybody this morning. Tell them what we're going to be talking about here, while I also remind everyone that if you suddenly upgrade your camera equipment and you now notice lint and things of that nature on your hat and realize that you need to upgrade your hat, okay, do not do what Ryan was doing a moment ago, which was going to lame and inferior sites like Amazon and so forth. Go to BeLegendary.shop and pick yourself up a Be Legendary hat, or any one of the other hats that we have on BeLegendary.shop, and be the man. Okay, basically that cements you as the man of your domain. And for you ladies, it would cement you as pretty much the most awesome chick within your household, is probably what I'm probably going to say. If you have legendary gear that you're sporting. Now, if you take things to the next level, and potentially, as I have random in this, you never know where you're going to find a legendary tank top balled up, thrown on the floor somewhere, with some sweat from the day before on it. But let's see, this one's got some stains on it. Absolutely. But if you happen to want to take your game to the next level and truly be a legend within your household, and pretty much anywhere you go or anywhere that you are seen, you may even consider grabbing a hat and potentially grabbing a a tank top, a shirt if you prefer. But here's how to take it to the next level, friends. Grab yourself a pair of sweatpants. And then when you grab yourself a pair of sweatpants with that legendary coming down the side like that, I'm going to tell you something. And you throw on maybe a pair of you can throw some slides on. I do different colored Birkenstock sandals or whatever. This has pretty much been my uniform for the past several years. And I'm going to attribute a percentage of the money and the success that I've had to the gear that I've worn. Now, I'm still in the works as to how much I would contribute, my friends. I'm not going to say that if you wear the gear sort of as if you buy the Jordans, you're going to suddenly be able to dunk. I'm not saying that if you wear the gear, you're going viral, your business is blowing up to 7, 8, 9 figures. I can't make those guarantees, but what I can guarantee is that you'll look good doing it. Now, back over to you, Ryan. Again, BeLegendary.shop is where you can find all of this. They won't be making the same mistake that you were just making a moment ago. Anyways, you can share about that if you want. Also, tell us what we're going to be delving into today.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. No, I'm definitely gonna be heading over to the shop to get my hats. I just was grabbing one from. I was gonna grab one from Amazon, so I had it today, but I got in trouble, so now I can't. but no, on all serious. So dude, basically, I've been now that we've released this information and people are using it and it's working and everybody's really liking it a lot. I've been spending more time going down into that even deeper layer that there is, like peeling it back even further. Like, how much can I get this thing to do? Like, utilizing some of the features it has where you actually have it do stuff for you. So I don't know if we've never really talked about this. I don't know if you knew this or not, or how much because we never really talked about it. But you could actually, there's features in ChatGPT and integrated with other tools where it can actually go and integrate with and interact with other websites and like basically do things for you. And so that's kind of like really, really cool the way you can use this AI. And I've already created part of a prototype for something really, really cool that like last night I was up to like 3 a.m. just like tinkering with this thing. And I've created something that interacts with Chat GPT that allows Chat GPT basically to put somebody else's brain into it, right? So it's like you could be talking to somebody without that person actually being on the other end of the line, but it knows everything they know and it would respond to you the way they would respond to you, which is just absolutely phenomenal. And surprisingly enough, right, that's not an easy thing to set up, but everything is so conveniently shareable that once you have something created, that it's really easy to just give that to somebody else, right? Now, as far as using it, it's really simple. You just wherever the thing is that they're going to interact with, right? Whether it be a chat bot or an email that you send or something that you watch, that you then click buttons and you answer prompts, right? There's different ways to set that up. But as far as the actual technology and giving that technology so somebody else can have it to sell it, it's super easy to share this stuff. Like all this stuff I've done last night, that is something I can just, here's a link, here's you import this into your account, and now you have it of your own version, and you just add basically the right things to it. I'm trying to almost not even give away too much of the way of how to, but you just put your own proprietary info into it, and now you have a bot of you, which is wild, dude. It's freaking crazy. And so the thing that's interesting about this is the different opportunities for creating offers and stuff that exist. Because if you're somebody that can construct these, that knows how to put these together, and don't get me wrong, I'm not even some guy that's an expert on that. I'm using ChatGPT to tell me how to put this together, and ChatGPT every single step, and I'm copying and pasting all the code and all that stuff, and just putting it in. But not only for somebody that can do that, but also if you're somebody who has access to that and can install that for other people, how valuable that is as far as an offer goes, or just a business on its own. Imagine a business model where you never had to make a single video because you had something that people around you wanted, and you can sell it for such a high ticket because it's such a high demand thing, because it's so desirable, that you never had to make a single video. You just went ahead and basically, physically called or got in front of or whatever, or even built it off referrals, some sort of business that you didn't even need to make videos to try to get sales every day. You sell this thing a few times a year, and you've got a business that is thriving and doing extremely well. So we haven't even scratched the surface of what this thing can do. We're talking about command sequences, which is incredibly transformative on its own, right? But there's layers, there's like levels. There's like a Mariana's Trench we can get into here with the stuff this can already do.
Yeah.
We aren't even talking about yet.
Yeah, and let me give everybody a little bit of a look into the future so you can understand why it's imperative to learn these skills right now. Is because whether you're using AI to, for example, with our business models that we've ran and we've taught here at Legendary, which is selling information, courses, coaching, events, or doing affiliate marketing. Those are kind of the main ways that you can package and sell information. Now you can give away ebooks and have lead magnets, but I'm talking about in terms of packaging and selling. Those are the main delivery methods, the mediums, if you will. But here's what's going to happen it's already happening actually, but here's the opportunity that's at play for you. Not only to use AI to put together marketing campaigns, obviously to do all the marketing for all of these things. That's thing number one. AI is helping us to create more marketing content, more scripting, more research, just get all the marketing that used to take a team of people. You can have it all doing that for you all in a day. So you move your marketing along faster, and if you wanted to be super hypey, you could essentially say that, AI is doing, your marketing for you in a sense, or at least the heavy lifting of your marketing for you. Okay. Here's what else is going to happen though. You're going to have the opportunity to take the skills that you've learned. And this is what Ryan's talking about. The skills that you've learned through going through this training, through using AI, to then also become a coach or consultant, which is essentially the core 4 business models, one of the core 4 business models, to small businesses or anybody else who wants to integrate AI into their business. For example, local plumbers, contractors, chiropractors, whoever who want to have an AI agent essentially take over customer service or scheduling, or how the beginnings of it is kind of what you see when you call like Walgreens or CVS to refill your prescription, and you push in all your own numbers, or you call American Express and you kind of go through your bank, and that's a very elementary version of it, but those systems still work pretty well, right? Those are, in a sense, artificial intelligence, right? They're doing what a human did. Does this make sense? So why would a business owner want that? Because essentially, as doom and gloom as this is, so they can fire their human workers, save money, pay one time, and have this AI agent or assistant doing all their customer service or whatever for them. That's why. And if you can promise to not only help the business, or not promise, but if you can show the business owner how they can both have AI take over these administrative tasks in their business, but also how AI can help them make more money in their business, you have to show them how to do that. Perhaps you're showing them how AI, business owners are probably, a lot of them are looking for basic courses like, how can I use AI to help me to do legal research, perhaps even write a contract for me instead of having to go hire an attorney. Like ChatGPT can do that for you. ChatGPT can give you financial advice. It really can. You can upload your entire portfolio. Just take a snapshot of it and upload it into ChatGPT and say, tell me based on current market conditions, this is what my goals are. I've got a medium appetite for risk. I want to do this, this, and this. I want to hedge it, and it will give you based on that criteria. It's not just it can't give you just random financial advice. The power of it is that it works off of very specific prompts and instructions or commands, which is what we're teaching you how to do right now. And so that can benefit your business and your marketing right now by helping you one of the things we're helping you guys do in the AI challenge is just make your business plan. Many of you have gone through our challenges in the past and didn't put together a business plan because for whatever reason, you couldn't decide, couldn't make the decision about what. Many of you are going back through this AI challenge. This is the feedback that we're getting. And you're saying, oh my gosh, this thing's actually made my business plan for me based on what I told it. Now I actually have a business plan when I never had one before because I never filled it out because it was more based on me doing the work. Now, I feel 50-50 about that. Part of me is like, well, you need to do it yourself. AI in a way is making us lazier. However, I can't stop not the Titanic. That's a bad analogy. I can't stop basically the earth from spinning is what I'm trying to say, Ryan. I'm not the one. I can't be like, we're not embracing AI. We're learning these skills old school. You people need to learn how to write. I can't be that guy. That's too hard. That's like me going up and trying to stop the earth from spinning. I can do it, Ryan. Come on with me. Who's with me? Who wants to go try to stop the earth from spinning? You guys ready to lock arms and do this? Everybody's like that Homer Simpson meme where you just kind of back into the bushes. So yeah, the point here is that I'm thankful that AI's helped you guys make your business plan. I'm glad the training's working the way that it's intended. Some of you are getting clarity that you've never got before, and that's why you need to go through this challenge. That's why you need to embrace AI, not make it your god, not go out there in every video and say, "Oh my god, AI is going to change your life and you have to buy this because of," or fear or shame people into doing it. That doesn't motivate them either. Hudson says, I want to hear the Titanic analogy. No, I was just going to say that I was going to say I can't stop the Titanic, right? And it just, instead I switched to I can't stop the world from spinning. And obviously that was about like, I can't stop AI from happening. We're not going to sit here and try to be heroes. So the Titanic was, but anytime you use the Titanic for an analogy, I feel you're ultimately implying it's going to crash. So I felt like it was not good juju. That's why. Anyways, thanks for holding me to that, Hudson, and making me tell that horribly dark joke and follow through with it. Anyways, Ryan, we're here and this is what we're doing, and people are getting clarity, and it can be a gift or it can be a curse. Which one are you guys going to let it be for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a gift for me. You know, it's been a curse in some ways, like you've described, right? There's definitely been those moments where I'm like, oh my God, I can't live without this thing anymore. It's almost like, it's almost like I can't move on without using it. Like I'm brain dead without it. But also what it does, right? And this is kind of almost like a flow state thing, but like I have my creative periods of time and I have my periods of time where I'm like, I'm not creative right now. And so, but when I get creative, right, I can really come up with some good stuff. And I think ChatGPT allows me to take the time where I'm just not in that zone and I can get into that zone pretty quickly because it's kind of doing some of that thinking and figuring out for me as far as creative ideas and coming up with different things and angles and ways to present things and package things is in, with marketing and stuff like that. So I think in that way, it's a blessing. It feels like a curse because I feel like I should be able to do this, but I'm not getting any ideas beyond what this is giving me. But that also kind of just happens if I didn't have the tool anyway, too. You know what I mean? So that piece, I think, is definitely a blessing. And I think the other blessing, too, which you alluded to a little bit as well, is we don't have to write copy anymore, things like that. And right. And we don't want to, I don't think we should say, I would say, oh, you got to learn how to do the old and hard and old fashioned way. But now it's nice because you don't have to learn necessarily how to write the copy, right? You don't have to spend 3 to 4 hours to write the copy. You just have to learn how to analyze and identify copy and know why it worked, right? Because we got a tool that anybody can use now. Anybody could take anybody's email and paste it in there, or anybody's transcript or from their video or anybody's anything, paste it in there and say, analyze why this worked. And regardless of what the tool gave you, right, still having that eye and that knowledge and that ability to kind of look at certain things and be like, oh, that was creative. Like that worked. That's something that spoke to people, that bit right there. Right. And having being able to kind of find those things in the stuff you're looking at. So that way that's where I think you're going to get a huge advantage and be able to leverage AI the most. Because now when you can throw that bit of context in there, because that's a little detail I'll do all the time. And that's why I really like this new approach of teaching it as, it's not about the prompt. The prompt really doesn't matter. It's the sequence you're using, right? That, every prompt on its own, whatever, add a lot of detail. Yeah, you have to. But having a sequence that can get anybody to a very specific result, regardless of what they put into it, similar to what we did in the AI challenge, or exactly what we did the AI Business Builder Challenge with the Core 4 command sequence, right? that is an incredible thing. And when you can identify those critical elements of something, right, whether it be marketing related or sales related or not, um, being able to identify that and then add that context into whatever it is you're trying to create, that's what gives you, I think, some of the most powerful responses. Especially, I was creating a lead magnet the other day, and I had it create the value part of the magnet in like 2 minutes. I mean, it was just, I told it what I wanted. I said, here's the problem. Here's what I want the outcome to be. Don't put any BS fluff in there. Just make the damn thing page and a half PDF. Spits it out, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, done. Then I'm asking it to create the angle at the end to, pitch the product, something that makes sense, that's relevant, right? All the things, put that in there. And, it comes up with some pretty good ideas, but there's this one angle I had in mind. And once I just gave it that angle and gave it really clear context as to what exactly how I wanted that to sound and look and feel, I mean, it nailed it once I did that. But it wasn't coming up with that on its own. So I think it's a blessing in that instance too, because for me to write that angle myself, obviously I could do it, right? But it's a time thing, right? How long am I going to sit here and kind of tweak around and mess around with this thing? Right now, I can get something that I can look at it and say, yeah, that's pretty solid. Maybe I got to switch a couple words, take a sentence out, add a sentence in, but that's the most of it that I got to do. As opposed to trying to kind of write every word, which could take a while, right? It could take a while unless you're in flow state. And I've already been doing a whole bunch of them in that session, right? Then I can really bang them out. But then, that's a hard thing to do. You can't always do that so easily. And for somebody who's not an expert in that, right, it creates the opportunity for somebody to provide resources, right? And I'm speaking to our audience, right? You can provide resources that other people can use and immediately get that powerful benefit from. Because I think a lot of people right now are just not seeing the value in ChatGPT. That's at least what I'm reading in a lot of comment sections and what I'm seeing in a lot of people's posts and stuff that just aren't really into it like we are. They're just kind of normal people, as well as people that just haven't even used it yet. And they just don't have a clue as to what it's actually capable of. I got a cousin who's an engineer who works on bridges. I had a phone call with him the other day. He never used ChatGPT in the past, ever. And he told me, he's like, yeah, I don't think there's anything it can do to help me with my day-to-day job. I'm like, bruh. Okay. So, I mean, I got to send him into the AI challenge, but he's supposed to be reporting back to me as well to let me know if he started using it. I got to follow up on it.
But yeah, that's the people who say that don't realize it could actually do their job better than they can.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that
is the scary part. And that's being humble before you get humiliated. And that's a lesson that I learned a long time ago, and I try to remember it, right? Because the problem with that lesson is when you forget it, you get reminded of it naturally, not by your own memory, right? You get humiliated. As long as you remember that rule, you can stay humble and sort of out of the way of humiliation. If you forget that, then you can get humiliated. And I think that's what's going to happen with a lot of people over the next 12 to 24 months is they're going to ignore this, sort of like so many people have ignored crypto. And I'm one of those people who've ignored crypto, not because I don't think it's great technology, because it's too volatile. I consider it an investment right now. I don't look at it like a tool. It is a tool. And that's how it's best used as a tool. And I think you're going to start to see a lot of things happen over the next 12 months. I think we're already seeing big institutions buying crypto and in potentially hedging against the failure of their own currency, whether it be our dollar or the British pound or anything like that. But that's a whole nother topic. The bottom line is blockchain and the blockchain technology that cryptocurrency is built on is not going anywhere. It's an open source, democratized currency. It's a open source financial platform. It's ultimately that sort of open source, democratized environment is what's going to happen with artificial intelligence and blockchain and cryptocurrency. Artificial intelligence is also moving towards an open source. As a matter of fact, you can already build your own AI agents and apps and integrate them into Meta. Sort of like, you remember back in the day how we used to be able to like build our own games and put them on social media. Remember Farmville, stuff like that? Well, now it's AI apps. I would imagine that a lot of these AI apps in terms of social media will be virtual reality stuff that you can plug on a set of headphones or whatever, goggles, and interact with that sort of basically walk into a room that's crazy and see things that are crazy. We're going to start to probably live, and you're already starting to see them come across your feed, these videos with these AI kind of monsters in them, almost, where it's like these. I was watching them the other day. It was really weird, but it was basically like these videos where these, basically people had designed these videos and had artificial intelligence design these videos. I think that the apps that'll happen on the platforms will be more organized, but it will be a more personalized experience. You're shopping. You think that this is all just going to be about games. Artificial intelligence and apps and things that we're going to do on social media are shopping is going to be a huge part of that. The way things get sold. So just staying up with this, understanding it, it's already moving really fast. I mean, you've got TikTok, who's constantly innovating. They're innovating, both TikTok and Amazon right now, the way in which physical goods are sort of live sold through lives and videos and things like that. That's already happening. That's going to be normal across all platforms. And we can already sort of do that on live right now. I could be holding up something. I sort of was at the beginning of the show. T-shirts, go buy them. Mastermind tickets, go buy it. AI challenge, go enroll in it. In a way, we're doing that now already. But we're going to be seeing a lot more integration into the platforms that we're using. For example, the ones that we're on all day, every day, social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Amazon, YouTube. They'll be more slower to pull the trigger on things because they're a long form platform. But TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, they're going to move fast and break things. And so, just understanding, knowing how to work this stuff and being ahead of the game. There's probably going to be, there is simple stuff, and there always was for the past 15 years. There was a couple of simple things I needed to show people in sort of this online marketing world, like how to set up an autoresponder, how to set up a funnel. 10 years ago, that was groundbreaking technology. So don't get overwhelmed thinking that all this stuff you're going to get left behind. You're not. When the dust settles, there's going to be some simple, basic ways. Right now, we're figuring out what those are to show people and teach people. The bottom line is, right now, the simple way is to just introduce people to the simple tools that exist. That's what you're being. You're sort of being almost an investigator. You're going out and finding things, and you're bringing them to people and showing them that simple little AI tools, they don't have to be afraid of them. They can help them in their daily lives. I mean, that's what we're showing business owners and online marketers, how they can use it in their content creation. That's what we're doing, right?
Without a doubt. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where if you don't decide to start understanding it and learning it, there's going to come a day where you're forced to. I told this story yesterday when I was talking to Kim on here, which was my father and his flip phone. And, this guy, he didn't want to give up his flip phone. This is only like 2 or 3 years ago. He finally got a smartphone and he could send text messages. Just didn't want to get involved. Well, eventually, 2, 3 years ago, something happened and he needed another flip phone, couldn't get one anywhere. And when he did get his hands on one, none of them would activate it because it couldn't accept a data plan because nobody else in the world still has a damn flip phone. So at least that old style of it, right? And so, and he's just that's so extreme. That's like refusal to adopt. That's almost like I just want to be different and not be like everybody else as much as possible. So I'm refusing to do this. But at the same time, that's what's going to happen, right? You're going to get to a place where you don't have a choice, especially once it really starts getting incorporated, I think, heavily into people's daily lives. That's when you can't, that's when you will not be able to get away from it. Just like you can't get away from this, just like you can't get away from lots of different things that are just mass adopted right now. And so that's going to happen. But in terms of business and marketing and stuff like that, we're already there. I think we're pretty much, or we're right on the edge of just full immersion. I think there's far less. There's definitely, in my opinion, I'm not even looking up the statistic. I'm just gonna throw money on it that there's a much, much, much larger percentage of the successful entrepreneurs using AI than ones that aren't and don't see it as something that they use every single day. I'd even go as far to say as they're all using it every single day. It's just so well established for that particular use right now that it doesn't make sense not to use it. And it's just where it starts, because then creative, inventive people start to pick up on that and figure out how they can put it into people's daily lives and make more money with it, right? And that's where, that's when that mass adoption is going to start coming through. So,
yeah. So, I mean, this is the reason. How do you get your slice of the pie? That's all you care about, and that's all you should care about. The way you get your slice of the pie is to learn this, to go through and learn everything that you can. Right now, there's a couple of opportunities for you on the table here, and I don't know what else exists because I don't pay attention, because I feel like we do it in what we're doing is as good as anywhere, and most places are too full of hype and don't show me how to actually make money with the skills. And so for us, again, to be clear, learning this right now, you can absolutely apply it to affiliate marketing. You can apply it if you're just watching from because you have an existing business and you want to apply the skills that we're teaching here to your existing business. Will absolutely help and pour gasoline on that fire. If you want to start a new business or side hustle, going through the AI challenge will help you to do that, because it'll show you, give you ideas about how you can either package your information or sell somebody else's, and use AI to speed up the process. On top of that, down the road, as you learn all of this, you're going to then be able to coach others or consult businesses about how to integrate AI into their business, and or to just coach them or consult with them or create a course of your own if you want, and to help them to understand how to use AI with whatever it is that you're teaching, which is going to be a critical thing that everybody is going to want to learn no matter what they're doing. AI is going to have to play some sort of part in it. Again, unless you're doing something completely, unrelated, like having a baby or something like that. Obviously, having a baby or doing something of that nature, you're not going to need AI. There may be some sort of tracking or app that you're using, but overall, what we're talking about is the application really into business. Doesn't matter what niche you're in, doesn't matter what you're doing or selling, even really at this point, all industry, all business needs to be looking at how AI can help them be more successful. But specifically, we're talking about online business, and of course, online business, which has to do with social media and everything else, is going to use AI, folks. So this isn't something that we feel that we need to convince anybody of, but it is something that we do need to remind you of the urgency of it. Because before you know it, we're already halfway through 2025. Another 3 months, it's going to be the end of 2025. And if life gets in the way, we're going to be in 2026. You got no grasp on AI. You're still flip-flopping around. You're missing too much opportunity. So if you felt overwhelmed, if you felt behind, if you felt like life's gotten in the way, if you felt like it's been too much to do to to launch and build a business in the past, doing it all yourself manually, what I invite each one of you to do is reapproach your business using AI with the approaches, the commands, the processes that we're teaching you, and see how much it speeds up the process. See how much more clarity, see how much more empowered you feel, and reapproach it. And I think that you'll find that you may just have what you need to take it to the next level. And I want to remind you, whether you're coming in and starting your business or you're restarting, doesn't matter, it's okay. What you did a couple of days ago ain't going to make you poop today. You got to eat fresh food, get fresh knowledge, make fresh offers. So even if you feel like you're restarting, that's okay. We're introducing and letting people into the AI challenge, $17. Okay? There's going to be an opportunity to attend our AI Decade in a Day on day 5, as well as to get other bonuses and be a part of our new AI. Yes, the blueprints will come with it. There's the Decade in a Day is all new, though. All new content, all new bonuses. And so we invite you to join us if you want to continue to sharpen your skills. No matter what you do, though, it's going to be to your benefit if you plan to follow through with marketing, because this stuff ain't going away. That's our point. Ryan, take us home, brother.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're already in a place where the rest of this year is going to be friggin' incredible, because we're already in a place where you could make a voice note and then the tools take over, and then you end up with, you take a video of yourself and you upload it one time into one of these AI platforms, and you take a recording of your voice one time in different tonalities and put it into a tool, and it takes everything and it can work together with everything to take one voice note of a content idea and turn it into an AI version of you saying that video, and then it posts it on your socials for you. I mean, you want to talk about not having to do the work. I mean, they're doing the work up front and then it does it for you. Now, I'm not saying that that's the best way to do it. I'm not saying that we're to a place where people can't tell that that's AI. And you know what? I've got a little bit mixed opinions as to whether or not, if you're approving those videos and you're like, yeah, I would say this, that you have to, that you should feel one type of way about that or not. But it still doesn't change the fact that it's absolutely incredible that, you can have a system that the average person can get access to, where they just be like, make a video about this. And then this tool starts working in the background. You're sitting there looking at your television, and this tool starts working in the background. And next thing you know, you've got a video online talking about something that you just had an idea about, and it did all the brainstorming for you, and it knows how you think, and it knows how you write, and it knows how you talk, and it knows how you sound, and it knows what you look like, and it knows what your studio space looks like because you supplied it with some images and some video of that. And now it's able to take all those things and even put motion graphics on it, for Christ's sakes. It's absolutely unbelievable. Now, these aren't just I will be transparent. This isn't right now today just a one-click setup, but it's going to be. It's going to become that. That's what I'm telling you. That's my point by saying all that, is that right now that's still kind of a hard thing to do. Like I've been working on that and trying to and figuring that out. And that's like okay, you know what? It's kind of difficult to get a lot of these pieces working. It's kind of difficult to make sure the output is good. It's kind of difficult to get prompts and get the command set up to where the video turns out good after it makes it. And it's not just a waste. But it's very quickly, right? It's doable, and it's very quickly going to become something that's a one click, right? A thing in your phone that you take a selfie and then you record a voice note and then, hey, Ryan, what ideas do you have today? Oh, well, I was thinking about this and I was thinking about this and I was thinking about this. And then if I can't think of anything, it's going to start suggesting them. And then I'm going to say, yeah, just do that one. I don't even have to, right? So it's the robot's complete. That's the robot taking over, my friends, right? So if you think that, and look, I mean, if this does make us really, really stupid, right? I want to at least get freaking rich in the process of that happening. So you might as well just start learning this stuff and getting used to it. You know, I'm not going to get stupid and be broke. That's not something I'm going to do. I'm not going to get stupid and be stricken with poverty because I didn't want to, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm very passionate about this, right? But learning it and understanding it and being able to take advantage of it and get ahead of it prior to the entire world starting to use it is going to put you at a huge advantage. That's all I have.
Holy shit. Wow. That's unbelievable. That was it. That was it. That was what needed to be said. All right, my friends, meet us back here tomorrow for another episode of Wake Up Legendary. And we will continue to bring you more insights, visions, predictions, opinions, interviews, edutainment, links, blatant and shameless pitches, and all the things that you love. All right, my friends, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Ryan, have a great day. As always, appreciate you. Be legendary, my friends. Peace.